Before I talk about my problems with Hearthstone, let's say I was in a love-hate relationship with this game. But lately, the love is gone for me. Don't get me wrong, I don't only want to talk about the bad stuff about this game, but I have some frustrations with it, and I would like to talk about it. New player experience and price model. First, let's talk about the new player experience and the price model of this game. Yes, this game is free to play, but it's also kinda not. I've actually introduced someone to Hearthstone and followed him closely. So, as a new player, you jump right into the action after the tutorial. You play against other new people in this new player rank system, and the player gets to know the game quite well. And this is a good thing. But things change when you're done in these ranks. First, you get a bunch of packs while ranking and a full competitive deck afterwards. And here is why things get mixed. That one player got frustrated a lot. There's a bunch of cards the player doesn't know about, but that isn't exactly the point. The point is the impacts that these cards have. Most of the evergreen set is actually made up with bad cards. Yes, there are some good ones, but the real competitive decks use cards from all sets. That player only has a bunch of basic and classic cards and one good deck. The player can do a couple of things. The first, the player can only play this one good deck, but they will feel bored quite fast since there are so many cool decks around. Secondly, make new shitty decks with many bad cards of them, end up losing a lot because the standard set doesn't have a lot of good cards in them. Third option, throw a mother load of money at this game and they get the cards they can have fun with. And that is the point I want to make, and it's also about the cost of this game. Yes, you can play Hearthstone for free, but for new players it's really hard to catch up to the strong meta. Also, if you want to play many cool decks, there are a lot of cards to gather, especially the legendaries, since they are the most fun, right? Let's say you can have a lot of fun when you buy the €80 pre-order sets. It nets you a ton of cards and a few legendaries. This will cost you up to €240 per year, not including the single player adventures. How can a card game based on an MMORPG cost more than the actual MMO itself? For example, if you buy WoW game time each month separately, that will cost you this much. The difference is, when you play WoW, you can play each class and each pack however you want with which content you like, guaranteed. The difference is, when I spend this much on Hearthstone packs, I can't play whatever deck with whatever legendary I want, because you still won't have all the cards by then. I mean, if you're paying that much, shouldn't you really have all the cards unlocked by then? I know I can't compare an MMORPG to a digital card game, but why can't I? I can certainly look at the price difference and say it's not just fair. But what is fair? Let's look at the cheaper pre-order bundle. €50. That is almost as much as a new AAA game cost. And if we compare it to WoW, that's almost 4 months of game time. That's also how long a Hearthstone expansion lasts, before there comes another. Isn't it more fair to give you all the cards for that amount and just have players have fun with it? In the old adventures, you paid one amount, you got all the cards, including all legendaries, and that was fun. There was no RNG involved in the pack openings, you knew what you were going to get, and you got all of it. I'm not saying that this is the best model for the game per se, but I know spending €230 per year on Hearthstone and not getting the full content is ridiculous. Yes, the game is making progress towards a better collection with the no duplicates rule, but with 3 expansions per year, I think they can still do a better job. Unbalanced game experience. There is one more thing I want to compare Hearthstone with WoW. The PTRs. Every time an expansion launches, there's almost a few unbalanced cards here and there. But with the Demon Hunter expansion, it was insane. Demon Hunter is still being nerfed and it was way too strong. People were already saying it was OP when the cards were announced. Previously, Team 5 said they didn't want to do PTRs, as it takes excitement out of the experience of the new expansion. But they let streamers have access to it earlier? Doesn't that take excitement out of the game as well? Well, either give more players access to the test servers or only the streamers in advance. Many streamers play the game really competitive as well, so why not let the pros test it? It's too frustrating facing off these way too overpowered cards and waiting for them to get nerfed. I think a more balanced expansion launch is more exciting than a surprised unbalanced one. Exclusive hero portraits. I actually don't have a problem with the hero portraits in the store. Spending 10 euros for a hero with emotes and their own card back is quite fair, I think. Mostly because this is the base price for many skins in other free-to-play games. What I don't think is fair is hiding most of them behind that 80 euros expansion pre-order, which is basically a paywall for people who just want the hero. Yes, giving them free, you're actually paying for them, is okay, but also make them buyable separately for 10 euros in the in-game store. Give players more freedom on how to spend their money. Game modes, achievements and other stuff. I won't go too much into this subject yet. Yes, the team took quite a long time for introducing a new game mode, but they've done well with Battlegrounds. It was an unique experience, there were fast balance and content updates, and the new mode is already planned for this year. They're also finally including achievement this year, so great job. The reason why I made this video is not just to talk bad about the game. I loved Hearthstone a lot, but I've quit it / took a break this expansion, because I'm getting too annoyed with too many things. I hope the team will somehow see this video and hopefully get some feedback out of it. Well, that was it about this video. If you want to be the audience for this channel, feel free to subscribe. So with that said, see you next time.